Hey guys, I want to talk about arm building. Arm building tips is the topic of this video. I often get asked about, what the best way to build big arms, big biceps and triceps. I have some pretty big arms, and I get a lot of comments on them, pretty big forearms as well. And guys will ask me, dear bearded beast of Duloc, what do you do to build your arm size? How do you get such big arms? Well, my secrets, guys, is I don't do a lot of direct arm work, and I've never done any direct forearm work. Maybe a stray set every now and then for, shits and giggles, but I don't do any direct forearm work at all. I do very minimal direct arm work. Now, with that said, I don't advocate doing, no arm work. That's ridiculous. But the arms are smaller muscle groups, the biceps in particular, so you really don't have to kill them every week with a ton of volume. Now, with that said, when you're looking at overall weekly volume, keep in mind that the triceps make up 2/3 of your arm size, and they're a much bigger muscle than the biceps. So overall, you want to put more stress on your triceps. Your biceps you can hammer and hammer, but they're still a small muscle group, and they're not really going to get that big. You might be genetically gifted, enough to have a big bicep peak, but the bicep generally is not going to add you're not going to add a lot of beef on your biceps. So for weekly volume, I recommend maybe 6 to 9 sets of biceps directly, maybe a little bit more if you're really gung-ho about it, but maybe 12 sets max direct on your biceps. In a perfect world, I would tell you to do 6 to 9. Triceps, you can do a little bit more direct work for your triceps, but I probably wouldn't go over 12 direct sets per week on triceps. When you're hitting your triceps, I recommend 2 different types of exercises as the bread and butter. A pressing exercise, not a bench press, but maybe like a close grip bench press, or some type of heavy, some type of pressing variation that's tricep heavy. You also want to do some form of an extension. This could be the 2-arm overhead dumbbell extension, the cable tricep extension. You want to do some type of extension. A great choice in this is the skull crusher, the lying skull crusher, but you don't do it, to your head. One of the functions of the tricep is not only to extend, your arm, but it's also to bring this elbow down. So when you're doing a lying skull crusher, or when you're doing a skull crusher, all skull crushers are lying, you can bring the bar down over your head and then extend it up. Mark Ripito has a video of him doing this and teaching this, and he calls it the 4th power lift. So don't be afraid when you're doing those lying skull crushers to bring that bar back behind your head and then extend it up, because, like I said, part of the function of the tricep is to bring that elbow forward, and that'll give you a little bit more tricep stimulation. So guys, overall, 6 to 9-ish sets for biceps per week. Maybe 9 to 12-ish direct sets for triceps per week. Biceps, pick exercises you like. I don't particularly like straight bar curls because it's hard to supinate my hands and it puts a lot of pressure on my elbows. I like bicep exercises where you can rotate and supinate and get a good squeeze on your biceps, like dumbbell curls, seated dumbbell curls, or any variations like that. Even if you want to do cable curls or concentration curls as a finish, or whatever you like to do for biceps. And again, for triceps, some form of a heavy press and some form of an extension. I like close grip bench presses, and like a lying skull crusher, or here I go saying lying skull crusher again, like a skull crusher, or a two-handed overhead dumbbell extension, or a tricep extension, something like that. The other big tip I have for arm building, guys, is heavy compound movements in your upper body. You want to balance your back training, your chest training, and your shoulder training, and get your fair share of heavy compound movements in there. Rows and dips and bench press and overhead shoulder press. if you do these movements and get them brutally strong over the period of 3, 4, 5 years, you are really that's going to be the bread and butter of building arm size. So get those compound, upper body compound movements as strong as possible. That's really my big secret for building big arm size, is that right there. If you get those compound lifts strong, guys, you're going to be well on your way to building beefy arms. One more tip for arm size: instead of just having an arm day, like a bicep day and a tricep day, split up your training. So if you're doing 9 to 12 sets per week for triceps, split that up into 2 workouts of like 5 to 6 sets a day with a couple days rest in between. Because of the way protein synthesis works for the natural bodybuilder, it's more efficient and effective to hit your arms a couple times a week with moderate volume than once a week with heavy volume. So guys, I hope this video has helped. If you have any questions or comments regarding arm size and arm training, please leave them below. If you have any video suggestions, guys, please leave them below as well, and I would be glad to help. And guys, thanks a lot for watching, and have a great day.